It's a wonderful day in the Wee Titty Lab. It's a wonderful day in the Wee Titty Lab. It's a wonderful day in the Wee Titty Lab. Welcome to the Sunday Night Live show. How's everybody doing? Uncle Pot Squatch is saying, what's crack-a-lacking? I hope everyone's doing well. My phone's making beepy sounds, but guess what? We're in the live stream show, so fuck the beepy sounds. It's about all of us hanging out right now. What's up, Hem Slayer? What's up, James Scanlan? How you doing, my friend? Excuse the burping. What's up, Troy Shepard? Oh, you're watching the show from Mexico right now, Troy. Yeah, I forgot you're down in Mexico, brother. How's it going? Oh shit, a lot of people here all of a sudden. I look up, there's like two people, and then I look up and there's a lot of people right now. Holy crap. My goodness gracious me. Well, hello. Let's do the roll call here. What's up, Flippy Dippy? What's up, Fly Fisher One? What's up, Stan Oak? What's up, Jay Stanfield? What's up, James Scanlon? What's up, Tim Conway? What's up, Steve G? What's up, the man? What's up, Organic Grower Man? What's up, Ham Slayer? What's up? I think Do the Islani. What's up? Christine Kavanaugh was crack-legging. Oh, thank you very much, Marcus. That means a lot to me. Danny Snyder. Hi, I'm here. What's up, Danny? Snyder. What's cracking? What's up, Warren Brown? I'm doing well. Master Chef 420. What's up? Byron Hayes. How's it going, Squatch Father? I'm doing alright. I'm sitting here today on the day before 6 weeks of flour. I'm gonna eat titty plants. And doing the Sunday Night Live show and having a good time. Hey. Oh, welcome back, my friend Candyman420. I'm glad you're here too. Oh, fuck. Did I literally not bring a lighter? Oh, I did. Good. Sorry, everybody. I was like wanting to light this joint, my, hand here. And, well, there's no lighter. I found one, so it's okay. All right. Let me play catch up here. Gary Bramblett. What up, Uncle Pot Squatch? Uncle G here in the land of Lincoln, Illinois. Love the show and the knowledge you share with humor. Well, thank you very much, Gary Bramblett. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We've got an exciting announcement we'll get to in a few minutes, too. What's up, girls? Go to... Ah, very nice. There we go. Okay, now I can read, everyone. Don't worry. Now I can read. Well, I could read before, but you know what I'm saying. Hell yeah, Zed Wolf 6 Gaming. Right now, I mixed a little bit of the Tuna Rockstar Kush Cross and some of my Shishka Berry into a little joint there. Hell yeah. What's up, Alex Squash? What's up, Organic Home Buds? What's crack lagging? What's up, Ram Ramonda? What's up, Janelle Wilson? What's up, girl? How you doing, Janelle Wilson? What's up, Tom Sobs? Gloucester, England. Beautiful. What's happening over there, my friend? Stand up. Putin Vita in the pot. Christine Kavanaugh, you're easy the funniest guy on YouTube by miles. First time I've caught the live. Well, thank you, Christine. I mean, I'll do my best to live up to that. I mean, oh my God, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. But luckily for me, I never really set out on trying to do anything. I'm just kind of sharing my world with people, and that's what has led to everything. And a lot of people only watch this show for a few minutes, like 10 to 20 minutes usually on average. So I think I should maybe announce a special announcement a few times on the show. I don't know. Who thinks that? I don't know. It's only really an announcement that, well, to be fair, the Canadians will give a shit about in one sense, but everyone else can too, because I'll be shooting live content from there as well. This just in, all right. Uncle Pot Squatch is coming to Saskatchewan. That's fucking right, motherfuckers. I'm gonna have a table there at the whatchamacallit, the Prairie Medical Cannabis Cup or whatever they call it. Out there, being put on by Jeff from the Super Sexy Skunk Funk Shop. I can't remember the exact name of it. I just met Jeff the other day on the phone. But I'm friends with our friend Glenn. We did a live stream with him the other day, and he's the owner of Canamatch.com. So we're going to come down. We're going to have a little booth. And guess what, everybody? There's going to be a special guest or two. Mike Rod Safer guy. Well, he's going to be there. That's fucking right. He's helping the Pot Squatches put this on. And Adam Squatch is going to be there, too. Fucking right. And Mrs. Adam Squatch is going to be there, too. That's his old lady. Yeah, she's not old, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, we're gonna come down, we're gonna rock out and check out the Medical Cannabis Cup, have a little booth there, and not really sure. We'll have some shirts and hats and all that kind of crap, obviously, and it'll be interesting to see any of you who may show up. So if any of you are in the Saskatchewan area or any of the other provinces surrounding and feel like driving down to come hang out with me and Adam Squatch and the Mike Rod Safarot guy, and that'll be a good time. Gonna do that. Still gotta buy the airplane ticket. I gotta look into that later tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. I'm watching them shift. The prices fluctuate hour to hour sometimes, so I'm just fishing right now for the ticket. I'm trying to fly back on Remembrance Day too, as well. So it's like making it interesting. But I have to get back to take care of the puppies after the Cannabis Cup. So. Jake Ukobowski. It depends on the size of plant you want. If you want to go cheap, I mean, Jake, you could definitely try the little Squatch. That would be good enough for one mother if that's all you're trying to do. Unless she's a really, really big super mother, then maybe I put her under a big Squatch, maybe. And if she's just going to veg, you don't want to flower with that rig, go 5,000 Kelvin on that one. And that'd be sexy. I think that'd work good. Janelle Wilson in Saskatoon, the Cannabis Cup of the Flatlands of the Flatlands of Canada is happening in Saskatoon, I believe. Well, it is. I know that. I shouldn't play dumb. It's in Saskatoon. I'm kind of high right now. That's right. It's happening. I'm coming down to the Saskatooners, my friends. Let's get ready for hashtag rock and roll boom, you know what I'm saying? Oh, no worries. Zed Wolf 6 Gaming, Calvin Color, okay, is referencing in terms of how these LED chips, where they're falling in terms of the realm or the spectrum of light, okay? So, Zed Wolf 6 Gaming. Is it fair to ask, does your lighting rig require the ability to be able to vegetate a plant as well as make weed titties? Would you like to veg your plants? Weed titty them too? Is that what you're looking for there, Zed Wolf 6 Gaming, my friend? I'm a joint smoker, but I do make a lot of dabs. There's a giant rosin press right down. I'm looking at it right now down the way. Okay, so Zed Wolf Gaming, then I'm going to recommend, if you want to do at least what I do, because I like my rigs to veg and flower too. So I go 3,500 Kelvin on my double Squatches here. So, you know, that's what we got these titties flowering under, you know what I'm saying? And they're doing very nice. I'm very happy with this, and they're doing very nice. Starting to stack very well. Tomorrow will be 6 weeks of flower on these ladies, so, you know, overall, they're doing pretty nice, you know what I'm saying? It's about to get interesting. Hashtag flat boom. I like it, like Safer Ride guy. We can call it Pot Squatch leaves BC and comes to the Flatlands for the Cannabis Cup. Hashtag flat boom. I've come out of the mountains to the Flatlands. That's awesome. Christine Kavanaugh, but is Marcus asking, how many lights roughly? Well, it all depends on the size of your plants here, my friend. So, Marcus, theoretically, of course, if you were doing like a tiny sea of green, you wouldn't need much coverage to do 32 small ones and do it in a small contained way. For example, if you look at these ones, like these are very big ladies. I've got 14 of them under there. And to be fair, I mean, I could probably light a bigger space with these lights, to be honest. I'm just that guy. I like playing around. I have a good time in that way. But it all depends on the size of the plant. So it's not like, it all depends on the space too. So like, for example, 32 plants, the way you're asking that question, and we're talking hypothetically, I'm sure. But you got to stop thinking about how many plants, okay, is the amount of weeds you get. It's not how it works. At the end of the day, there's a bunch of variables, but the number one variable at the end of the day, well, with like a very close second of like size of plant, roots, medium area, okay, is available light. All right. You could do a bunch of tiny plants in a sea of green under a double squash, but you can grow giant fucking weed titty plants too. So it's all about how you choose to utilize space and rock and roll your plant. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to help you hypothetically answer your question, but I think we need to change your parameters. How big's the hypothetical space? How much hypothetical height, width, length do we have? Etc. Jean-Carlos Mejia. Mejia? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm doing well. What's a good ppm for cocoa grow? Well, Juan Carlos, I'm not quite sure how to say your name. Juan Carlos Mejia, maybe. I don't feed by ppm, okay? And so you got to remember, though, staying in terms of a cocoa feed, you got to really stay on top of a regular feed. With cocoa, there's no inherent necessary nutrients in that cocoa, okay? So what you're going to really truly need to do is stay on top of more of an even feeding. So for me, with cocoa, you're always going to have a very mild feed. I don't like growing a cocoa, but if I were to do it, I'm going to have a mild feed on most days, only with a singular water day. And then I'm going to have like 2 heavy feed days on top, maybe. Because you got to remember, with soil growing, it's much more forgiving. There's tons of secondary nutrients. And, especially when you've got a mulch into your soil and a bunch of other things are breaking down as you're watering in the heat of your grow and this or that. So other nutrients are being released and allowed available to your plants. In cocoa, there's fuck all, basically, right? So you got to remember that and stay on top of that. So that's how I would approach the feeding of the cocoa. But I don't like continual feeding in that sense. But you could also do a lot of dry amendments maybe, or do something like that with a slow release to amend your cocoa. That would be a way you could go with it. And then you would feed more lightly, especially because a lot of dry amendments are designed to go for a long time, and they're slow release, etc. So, I mean, there's a few different ways for you to slice that cake, if you knew what I mean. Jack Stacks, when you're ready to flower and you give them, no, you don't do that, Jack Stacks. The practice of 24 hours of darkness before flip to flower is stupid and pointless in my personal humble 2 cents, okay? I've been doing this a long time. I'm sorry. It's a waste of time. Just switch to 12-12. The starkness of that flip on that first 12-12, your plant actually will be more starkly triggered by that than just throwing it into darkness. If you throw it into darkness, you're confusing it. But when you just go straight to 12-12, the plant is able to still kind of keep up. It's kind of like, okay, well, we're just in like 12-12 now, right? It makes sense to the plant. But when you do that 24 hours of darkness, you're confusing the plant. And actually, in my personal theory, and my experience of doing this for 20 years, slowing the fucker down in terms of it figuring itself out, you know what I'm saying? So don't let her get confused. Let the titties happen. Just go to 12-12. So I would say doing any of that would be a bad thing. You know. But yes, that's my opinion. My 2 cents. Thomas Minish. Hell yeah, Thomas Minish. So, how's the first 10 days been so far? Could you share a statement to the group about how your first 10 days of having a big squatch has been for you, personally speaking? Oh, Adam, I'm probably flying into Saskatoon, so you're just going to meet me there. It's quicker for me to get a beer if I fly to Saskatoon. Yeah, Zed Wolf Gaming, I mean, you should have yielded something even with shit lights, to be fair, on that long of a flowering period. It very much could have been that you invested time in a very odd genetic. I won't lie to you, Zed Wolf 6 Gaming, I've met some very weird genetics in this world these days. There's a lot of fragmented shit out there in the seed, so... That's right. I can't hide anywhere. I'm leaving the mountains and the forest to go to the flatlands. My God. Hope you're all ready for that. Kenneth Walls, that's not actually. I'm trying to read things, Kenneth. There's a lot of people. So, Kenneth Walls, what did I miss a comment on, my friend? Or what would you like a comment on now, my friend? Everyone's part of it. Kenneth Walls, I'm actually quite busy these days. I'm trying to pull off the last minute kind of trip that we're trying to do to go to the Cannabis Cup, the Medical Cannabis Cup. But Kenneth Walls, my friend, you are on the stage. Hit me, baby. Kenneth Walls, I'm scrolling ahead. I've fallen behind. So Kenneth Walls, I'm waiting for you right now. Say something, my friend. If you're still there. And if you're not there, well, we'll move on. Christopher Lemoureux, I'm doing very well, my friend. How are you doing? What's up, Booger Herrera? Booger Herrera, I will also say, please don't openly, try to find beans. This is an international YouTube channel, and laws are very different in the world, so we got to be very careful on the channel, so please don't request things like that on the live stream. Please, thank you. Much love. It's not that I have an issue with the spirit of your heart, okay? But let's respect, what we gotta do. 2, 3, 4 in the UK. We are live, baby. What's up, Chopper Young? How you doing? What's up, Pat Yagic? What's up, the Naji 007? The Naji trying Irish voice. Well, I mean, the fact is, the Newfoundland song is like Newfoundland, fuck Canada. It's kind of similar to Ireland. It's not quite the same thing, because, Newfoundland, fuck, you start talking about this and this or that. Sometimes, when I'm a little drunk and I'm talking to Adam Squatch, because he is Newfoundland, and I'm just half-blood, right? So it's like, bam, 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 it's weird sounds. But if I'm in a bar talking to Irish people, they are very similar accents. So, we're both drunk. I've had Irish friends that I've met in the pub, and they're like, nah, you're from home. I'm like, no. But, yeah. Trying to put it on doesn't really work, but if we go for beers and shit, if you've got an Irish accent, IG, fuck, we're both fucked. It's going to be hilarious. They're like, who the fuck are them? What's up, Spawn 1210? Welcome to the assembly. Grow Canada was crack-lagging. I'm smoking a mix of Shishka Berry, Grow Canada, and some of that Tuna Rockstar Craft Kush, baby. Mr. C's Grow Life. What's up, brother? I'm doing well. How you doing? Tom Heck. William Big Squash Flower 4x410. Tom Heck, it can. It's the lesser way to go. The core flower really is justifiably basically a 3x4 on the Big Squatch, in terms of kind of what it's designed to do, and you can do that. And since it's in the tent, a lot of it will be captured as well, so you could totally crank that out. I would still put a double Squatch in there. You're still going to have a fairly good exhaust intake on that, but the way we designed it is you can mount the driver outside of it. So, I mean, I would crank on the double in there, but I just like to go crazy and stupid on that. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you could definitely do that though. Especially raise it a little higher and stuff, train it out, maximize the canopy. I'd almost hang it in your a 4x4, almost kind of like on a diagonal, almost maybe on a certain way, or just position it kind of oddly in the tent. And that would be a way to maximize the big squatch in the space and the way that that cube is going to capture the lumens. That's kind of how I play it, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's doable. I mean, hell yeah. Shannon Killian, has anyone heard from Twisted lately? I personally have not. Oh, Choppy Young, there's nothing to be impressed with my beard. I come from hairy people. This is a natural thing in the my father's side and line, and my mother's side are quite hairy too. So I come from hairy people. I come from hairy Canadians. What's up, Felicia? Oh, I know. I switched to fucking around with LEDs many moons ago. Over 10 years ago now. Hell yeah. Welcome to the show, Manicam. Flippy Dippy, to my knowledge, no. I don't believe they're around our facility, so we're currently okay. It's a good question, though, Flippy Dippy. Good question. It's a very valid question. Done, diddy, done, done, done. Typically, I just let my plants do them. Patience is a virtue when it comes to growing marijuana. And, you know, especially with daily gardening, and, you know, it's easy even for a veteran grower. We will look at our buds and be like, oh, you should be doing more of this, that. No. Keep the love going and just keep patient with them and keep taking care of them and doing everything you need to do. And then all of a sudden you'll walk in one morning and that's that magic happens. And then you look at it and you're like, holy crap, you're starting to stack now. Where did that come from? It's not even 6 weeks till tomorrow, but like, boom, you're like this fucking thing now. Holy crap, when did that happen? Jesus Louises, oh my goodness. Right? So it's like, bam, titties getting stacking, doing this thing. And so it's just about love and being patient with your titties. Be love and be patient with the titties. But for the day before 6 weeks, I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, I'm really stoked about how these colas are stacking up on these Afghanis in the back. And I'm not going to lie to you. As an unknown genetic, right, it was gifted to us. They're getting this really fucking funky smell. Like it's this pungent, funky, swanky, almost pineapple-y almost to it, but not like a pineapple chunk even necessarily. I don't even know. It's a little different. But it's really quite pleasant. It's very pleasant. I like it. Whatever it is. Very nice. Yes, Michael Garcia, any moderator is able to answer questions 100%. That's part of the point. They are your fellow pot squelchers and people that are here to help the show and all of us hang out and speak to each other. Holy crap. I just got a message from Noob420 on Facebook. And it floats over the chat here. Just said, I officially watched every single one of your videos. My goodness, that's a lot of work. Yes, that is correct, Adam. Taz and Blondie, what's up, Chromie? Do you run CO2? I haven't been running CO2 on any of the grows recently. At the end of the day, I mean, it does help, and it is a thing, but I am having a laboratory that I've built within my home. I have very tiny dogs. CO2 is heavier than oxygen. So, you know, no, I'm not. if I was to run some, I wouldn't do an injected tank system. I would simply, to be fair, just have a fucking basic, yeast breather or something like that. But I don't know. With a good genetic, you really don't go to. You can still crank some crazy shit out and hit another. And sometimes I find cannabis, when it's grown in too high of a CO2 environment, it's not always quite the same. So if I can run things without the CO2 and get the density and get the yields and the numbers per wattage that I want, I'm going to lead away from that sometimes to really make that best cannabis, if we're talking in a craft cannabis, make it sexy kind of way. Aussie Big Buds, before now I'm doing kind of more of a super hydration motif where I slowly work through all the plants. I keep track of it on my dry board and I make notes of what I'm doing, and I kind of wing it all the time. And I'm like, oh, you know what? For the next 2 days, I'm just going to give them water. And then I'll be like, oh, but for the next 2 days, I'm going to do this or do that. And I decide to do that. You know what I'm saying? Well, Chopper Young, I can do one or two or a few. To be fair, when drinking, I mean, they all kind of flow together and all these different inflections and flows come out. But I'm fairly good at imitating sounds, so I can do a few British accents there, Chopper Young. Cal Homewood, has anyone ever grown a blue cookies from Crop King? I haven't grown that, but I have grown some of their seeds, and overall their seeds have not been that bad. Decent. I tried a bunch of their Purple Kush shit back in the day. I still got some of them. One love back at you, Taz and Blondie. White Feather Grow, what's up? Grow Prodigy, how can you be a mod? What do you mean? What does that mean, Grow Prodigy? No, Jack Stacks, Aussie Big Buds in Australia. I mean, Alberta. Because you said, are you from out? No, he lives in Alberta. It's a clever name. Well, I like that, Raymond. Pot Squatch Bits and Bubbles. PotSquatchGrowers.com. I understand, Grow Prodigy. Well, my friends, let's be honest. There hasn't been a set thing about how modding has worked on the channel. Let's cover that. I won't lie to you. It happens when it randomly happens. I won't lie to you. Asking for it often alienates me, because I find that weird. So let's just have fun and be ourselves, because those who have become mods, whether I was sober, drunk, doesn't matter, I was amused and moved by something or a bunch of things, and that's how that would have come about. But moderation, okay, means nothing. Mods aren't above anyone here, okay? The mods here are people who are just helping me to run things, who are people that I do speak to a little bit, and just to better further, the community and the army of the pot squatchers, okay? So being part of the community is just as beautiful as being a moderator, okay? It's not something to cover it or this or that. Just be happy to be here, be yourself, have fun with it, Don't worry about such silly things and focus on more important things like the community and growing marijuana and learning about growing marijuana. Exactly, man, it can. Being friends, being part of just people hanging out. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm quite busy these days, and sometimes my brain's a little tired, and I can't keep up. And as the channel grows, it helps. And that's why the mods are great. I really love all of you. And I love all of you, though, just as much who aren't mods. They're just helping me out because I'm a dumbass occasionally. Or a lot of me. Do my best. Well, Choppy Young, in terms of that, I'm seeing some, what I'm thinking, where was it? I found a great bud that was looking like it had a nice series of things, but my eyesight's not to be fair. Was it this branch? Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can flip around. This one here, there's a little, shit, focusing. This one here, you see this little bud here? They're still very new. But there's a bunch of developing ones on that little one here on this Afghani. And the one below her too. This girl's fucking knocked up. This one's like, look at her there. She's super got a bunch of development. So these two buds here, especially, some on there and some on the other ones. But these two here though are like boom. Like they're just going. The Violator's been a bit weird. I know there's seeds in there, but I'm having trouble seeing them. I think that the way that the Violet Kush has the buds developing, that we pollinated very early on this part of the meat of the buds on the side branches, so that now at only 6 weeks, it's very large and developing chunky monkey, but you see that these seeds are inside developing. And so when the plant is done, we will have to go digging, but when we find the seeds digging inside of the bud, they will be very beautiful and dark and very nice. But at the same time, it's my only guess. Either that, or like I put like vastly more pollen on this one, like than the Afghani. Like I went to town on this, and like I'm seeing clusters of beautiful development on that one, right? So, I don't know. Just in the garden. What's up, Squatch? I'm running a ceramic metal halide 600 watt in my 3x310 bulb. You think I should use in flower? Well, metal halide is typically more vegging light to most. You can flower under it. I mean, if you have the ability to switch out on your rig, switch out to an HPS for sure. You will have better results. Just simply based on what an HPS light puts out, what it's doing in terms of it. So that would be my main recommendations to you on that one. Vaughn Williams, just started my first grow. Congratulations on that one. I really mean that. Fuck yeah. You are an inspiration. Oh my goodness. Don't even. I mean, I can't say any of that. Shit. What do I say to that? Thank you very much. I'm not sure how to respond to that. I'm very touched, though. That means a lot to me. Makes my heart doth swell of grower. I'm glad I was able to help. And Vaughn Williams, rock and roll, keep it chilling, keep it rocking. And, the true grower is a forever student. Doesn't matter if you've been doing it for one grow or 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. The true grower is a forever student. And part of the fun is getting to know the diversity of the genetics of cannabis and playing around with it and all the different things you can do while you're having fun growing weed titties. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Rich Phobes? What's up, Strail Hal? Welcome to the show. Actually, detail in the shadow, that's actually not a bad idea, to produce my own trichrome loop. Because I've actually been sketching my own versions of what I think would work well as a trichrome true design loop since I was about 21. So, it's like almost 11 years of sketches now. So yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll fuck around on a day off and try to build one and start to have a thing. L. Scouser, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What's up, L. Scouser? Taz and Blondie, what do you mean in terms of long strips? Are you talking about a racking system? Because people just need to be patient. I'm going to leave it at that. Wow. I'm so behind. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. I am so behind. Man, I'm sorry, everyone. I have a memory that I used to be a lot faster at keeping up with everybody, but I guess also at the same time, to be fair, I mean, there weren't 105 people here all the time before, so maybe that's it. I want everyone to know I'm doing my best. I'm hoping the show is still entertaining, and we're keeping up here. Just know, anytime that you have a question, I may not notice you. If you see the blue fucking name, hit one of those moderators. If they don't know, they'll ask another moderator to help you, okay? And we're all here to help you, my friends. It's called the Wheat Titty Peoples. Yo, what's up, Connor669? We're also, guess what, Connor? Pot Squatch Growers Army, we're going to be at the Prairie Medical Cannabis Cop in Saskatchewan and the Saskatoon. It's going to be nice. Big Daddy, technically it is available. Send an email to Brett at soulstrip.com. We don't typically normally sell them, but it is an available option. It's just most people don't want that, but it is theoretically available, Big Daddy. Choppa Young is like 1.5 pounds on the fixture, man, because we've designed it so you can mount the driver away from the fixture and then just have the fixture weight. It's like 1.5 pounds, man. It's lighter than fuck. Cranks like a fucking hot rod, too. Oh, Texas Pete in his air. What's up, Tex Pete? I'm doing well, Aaron Bennett. How you doing, my friend? J-Snacks, well, basically, a double squatch and the operating parameters of the fixtures are designed to operate typically within 50 to 60 degrees Celsius. The diodes are rated up to, I can't remember if it's 85 or 95 degrees centigrade. So there's an extra, depending on operating temperature and environment, there's an extra 25 to 35 degrees Celsius on the fucking rig. And like here, watch this. I'm holding it now. Like, it is hot. It is hot. Like, I'm not going to lie. It's hot, right? But am I burned? No, nothing, right? Like, when I used to work back with HPSs back in the day, man, I got burnt. I got a couple of small scars. You know what I'm saying? Like, from being just like that, you're working this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the... And Taz and Blondie, if you say no to the LED strip, yes. Well, the LED strip's the whole rig and the heat sink, which is the retrofitted sheet of baking sheet, okay? It's all designed. We did the math up the ass on this. So, yes, we have numbers very easily explainable to you on that one. Choppa Young, I'm from the UK. I don't know what a pan is. Okay, 2.2 pounds per kilogram, Choppa Young. Don Leon, what's up? What's up, Don Leon A3? How you doing, my friend? Are an American patriot, packing me a fat bowl of that blueberry you talked me into it. Hell yeah, go blueberry. Smoke that shit. I told you, Choppa Young. No. Zedwolf 6 Gaming 1000K would be strictly something I would recommend to do a vegging with, okay? Wait a minute. But you wanted veg, though. Or do you want duplicity? No, you wanted duplicity. No, 3,500. Go 3,500, baby. I'm doing it well. Thank you, Adam Squatch. Fuck, behind again. How the fuck do I fall this behind? I mean, there was like, you know, it's fluctuating a lot of people in here. I'm doing my best, everybody. Jesus Christ. Hell yeah, White Feather Grow. There's tons of Pox watches out in Oklahoma. It's been really cool. Um, a stupid amount of lights have gone to Oklahoma. Oklahoma has been very much on the Potswatch grow light train. A lot. Massachusetts has some, man. In Saskatchewan, actually, we sold a lot of lights in Saskatchewan in Canada. That was a surprise to me. I didn't know how many of you were in Saskatchewan. To be fair, I didn't know how many of you were in any of the places that it turns out there's a lot of you. Been pretty surreal and cool to find out just how awesome and diverse and all over the fucking place your community is, and hashtag boom to that. Let us help the weed titty people learn and stand free of the corporate asshole rape. Yes, technically my company is a corporation, but I had to start a pirate ship to fight pirate ships, so let's go forth and fuck them in the ass, alright? Alright. Hashtag boom. Ooh, wow. So, Nige 007, those temps are dropping super low. Regardless of waiting it out, I would chop it and take what you can out of it, Nige. I would say choppy time. Definitely chop. Better to chop and have it all than take the risk and lose a bunch. Hemp Slayer, that is a very big difference. I've even watched clones genetically identical, but based on their own personal. Because every time you even take a clone, let's say, and you plant it in a pot, and you're growing it out with a bunch of other clones, they begin to have their own personality, and things change, even if you do the same things to all of them. Typically, you'll get at least a 65 to 75% going on. Kind of tightening up on that by week, anywhere from 4.5 to 8.5 weeks on a lot of things. But sometimes you'll even have things that'll have a lot of clear pistils, but the trikes are done, right? Like I've seen pistils on some genetics, pistils stay fresh. Pistils are basically the fertility, okay, of the plant. The white pistil means it's able to take in pollen to propagate, okay? So, you can take the point of the flower to where it starts to almost be decay and death. That's when all the pistils are fully destroyed, right? And they're all tightened up and pulled in, okay? But if you were analyzing the trichomes very closely, like I've seen genetics, a lot of genetics actually, go full term and have 50, 60% sometimes even white pistils. Because the trichromes are developed, though, right? They just have a very long fertility window and within their own genetic. And that's what that's kind of signifying and talking about. Now, if you have a bunch of pistils all tightened up and your plants are all tightened up, and let's say they do that at week 7, and then at week 8.5, let's say you're trying to go to 9, and all of a sudden there's this new growth everywhere, that's not a good sign. Look for nanners. Shit's about to get weird there, too. So it's all about learning to watch kind of the segments, I guess, of the weed titty, as it were, and watching how they're all developing as a whole, both on a plant, on a singular, and a whole crop, and using that as kind of an average in your head of when you grab those weed titties and you know what I'm saying, like, you know, make them sexy, take them down, harvest it up, make it a good time. Hashtag booming. Just grabbing a beer. Oh, there. Ah. Hell yeah, man. I'll get that out for you tomorrow, my friend. I actually can't remember off the top of my head, new bro, the exact inches on that. Adam Squatch or Srael or someone, please go to the light side to double check the parameters of the little Scotch, because I can't remember. I mean, I could do it. If I step over there, I fall out of the internet, and then my phone goes weird, and I drop out. The shitty thing about my office, I can't sit at my desk and talk. Hashtag weed titties, Brian. Weed boobies would be like when I was growing at 13. Michael, which units? Your units, Michael. We gotta talk more. We haven't even had a talk about that, Michael. I'm not gonna go do research. I'm a very busy man. We gotta have a meeting. I'm happy to help you with figuring out your presses and figuring out that kind of stuff. But we gotta have an initial meeting about shit before I'm gonna go research stuff. To be honest, I literally spend my entire day like not stopping. So we gotta have a meeting first. I've been asking for that, so we'll do that, my friend. And I'm happy to help. God damn. I know there's a lighter outside. What's up, Mad Hat 420? Yeah, how you do, my friend? One second, bud. Choppy Young. Eventually, we will be releasing our own grow tents and a lot of shit. I'm gonna basically eventually. My end goal is to kind of like basically release different versions of all tech required. Okay, that's kind of my end goal. But as an actor, writer, comedian, kind of started on limited means, and we've done what we've done so far, and we're very early on. Lights have only been on market for about a month and a half. They're doing extremely well, but we're still early on. So just know eventually, yes, we will be bringing you a shitload of different things to help all growers, because that's our mission, right? Like I'm here to both help everyone to learn and provide everything that the people the world over need to grow their own weed titties. Fuck the corporate asshole rape, which is the government's trying to do that. If you live in a country where you're allowed to have a few plants, I'm going to teach you how to maximize that grow and grow your own pot. I saw this great meme the other day. It was like Dave Chappelle, and it was like, "Why do I grow my own weed? Because fuck your weed, man." And like I was just like, "That's exactly it. That's exactly it." Yeah, it's a change in time, Madhead. I'll tell you. Oh, that's cool, Hemp Slayer. I've just always been like an old school trucker hat since I was a kid. I'm Canadian, so it was a lot of the initial pop swag, like the grinders, was the old style space case because like these are all nostalgic things for me when I was a young stoner. Well, no, J Snacks. So if you go to our website, right, you can pick your own Calvin color because we build them custom order for everybody. Um, so and then you pick your driver. Okay. I always go biggest driver, right? I'm like because it's like when you buy a car, you can pick the 2.8 liter, the 3.8 liter, or the 4.8 liter, or the 5.8 liter. That's what the driver is. The driver functions as the engine of the light fixtures. Okay. Meanwhile, drivers is all we carry. They are the Cadillac engine of Grow Light Driver. So it's up to you. And remember though that that posted driver wattage, okay, is like a marketing ploy. It's referencing kind of the mid spectrum. That driver's like an engine. You can take it low, you can take it high. The fixtures are like the wheels of the car. They can go at different speeds. And the driver is the engine, which delivers how much power it does to the wheels or to the fixtures, which then delivers the weed to the light, if you know what I'm saying. Chop Young. We have before. We co-wrote a TV show pilot anyway, and we shot it, and we're editing it, finishing it now. We've been working on it for about a year, trying to get it picked up. But yeah, we do sometimes. Yeah, 100%. What's up, Ty Boz? How you doing, man? Hell yeah, man! It came. It's like having lots of little wheels, baby. Lots of little wheels. I actually have been looking into trying to get some of those. I think I've got enough money on hand from the initial sales of like shirts and hats and stuff that I can maybe a small release at least of that. Um, I did send a couple of emails about a week ago about that, and they've responded to me. I haven't followed up because I've been really busy, but I will look into that tomorrow about the beanies, as Americans I think call them, and we call them toques. But oh, J Snacks, nothing wrong with that, man. Just know that, like, you know what? I may be a bit of a younger asshole who certain new age things might freak you out a little bit, but just I promise, like, dude, I drink whiskey. I grew up listening to Johnny Winter, Steve Ray Vaughan, man, and I'm a Cadillac man. And the fact of the matter is like, yo, I'm a nerd too. It's like, man, we're building some rocket ships for your weed titties, and that's the whole point of it. So it's, you know, rocket ship weed titties in space. Yeah, Texas Pete, I know. Trust me, I know you want your trays. That was actually one of the first things I did. But then the company was like, I was like, well, could I see a sample of your work? It was the first actual email I sent to anyone about ordering anything, actually. And they were like, yes, but one tray is going to cost you 167 US dollars. And I was like, well, that's fucking dumb. The shirt cost me that too, but I was like, well, that's an investment. I'm willing to order like an XL because I'm not a small dude, right? And I was like, an XL I'll fit. I need to make sure your sizing's right and this or that, and check the shirt out. So I'm willing to pay for that shirt. But I probably should have just said fuck it and make them and send it. Dogs, no, no. You guys will hang out in a bit. We'll hang out in a bit. Sorry, buddy. Everyone who wants to say hi, Miss Potsquatch. Just say hi.
Hi. Hey. Sorry, I was caught off guard. I didn't know what to do.
That's fine. To your marionette puppet from our TV show that we were telling them about that.
Oh my god. You know what? I really thought I was being like a scary ninja. And they're like, no.
There's an intercut scene where I had her killing her best friend in the show. So I kept giving her the direction, be a dangerous ninja. Kill her. This is what I got. She's dressed up like a ninja. It's ominous lighting, and then I get this coming out of the washroom and snapping her friend's neck every take. Moving like a crab one to the end. I decided to go with it.
Like, I really thought I was being, they're like, no, be more intense. And I was like, okay. I don't know what a ninja looks like. I've never seen one, obviously.
Ah, shit happens. Okay, have fun. Bye. All right, so everyone, I saw that there was a saying if we should make the announcement again, so we'll make the announcement again. All right, so this one really only means anything to, you know, probably those in Canada, in the rough local area. But Pot Squatch and the Pot Squatch growers, Pot Squatch, Adam Squatch, Mike Safer, my guy, and Mrs. Adam Squatch, we're all gonna come bomb down. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna set up a booth at the Prairie Medical Cannabis Convention, Cannabis Cup thing. I don't remember the exact name, but I'm a stoner, so it should be allowed. It's gonna be a good time, everybody. So come on down, check it out if you want to. I'm excited for tomorrow too. release the 6 weeks of flower update. One thing we got to do is I'm going to have a lot of tying up. So as you can see here, like I got a lot of things. I'm going to have to do a lot of repositioning here. I'm going to basically, I'm just going to pull nugs in, reposition them, and make that. So for example, for the daily gardening checklist, when you come into your garden and you look at it, you go, you look floopy, bitch. Where'd your tits go? That means you've had some collapses. So you start just quietly, gently going through and looking. And then you can tie and reposition. And that's my style. I love the intimacy of that because by making calculated movements in your canopy, you're actually sort of having a hands-on growth on each bud. And you can do this on a very large scale. Large craft scale, anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just where real weed titties comes from. That's what the government is seriously fucking up. Thank you, Mike. Mike knows what it is. Omar Wilson, they're developing, but it'll be a while before I figure out the legalities. Drake Duplessis, I will be at the Medicinal Prairie Harvest Cup in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, November 8th to 10th. I'm going to a weed titty cup as a BC grower out of the blue, and I'm going to show up there and say hi to everybody. We're going to have a booth. We're going to show at least a big Squatch. We're going to make Adam Squatch take his light down and bring it to the event because it's kind of last minute, so we're figuring it out. Oh, of course I will. 9G007. Send me an email with the link, and I'm happy to watch it. Mike, if you're there, could you please post potsquatch420 at gmail.com for 9G007? I will eventually start making some runs down to the States as well and doing events or appearances to come say hi to all the pot squatches the world over. But right now, I just got to currently figure out a few things. The Saskatoon one, it's very close, so it's kind of easy for me to pull that one off. So we're gonna start there. It's gonna be our first pot squatch appearance, and eventually we will expand out to all of you, my friends. I promise. You have my word. Oh, don't worry, Omar. I will be definitely in the UK a lot. I'm Irish, Scottish, Welsh, English, and German, so I enjoy Europe quite a bit. I lived there a bunch, so never lived in the UK, but I've spent a lot of time in the UK. What's up, Cindy Bachman? How you doing, my friend? Tomorrow will be 6 weeks of flower under the double Squatch lighting systems. Yes. I don't like the angle of that one. That one on the end. I don't like her angling. I gotta play with that after the live stream. Fuck yeah, I've been to Birmingham. I spent a lot of time in Birmingham. Fuck, got drunk as shit a few nights in Birmingham. Christine Kavanaugh, actually, I have been working for a long time to try to put together actually a show. I was a big fan of Anthony Bourdain, God bless him. Not that I'm a religious man, to be fair, but I grew up in the church, so I'll still say it. Means well, good sentiment to it. And I really have wanted for a long time, and by a long time, I mean about a year and a half is what I've been thinking about it. But to release a show called Strange Pots Unknown with the Pot Squatch. It's like Strange Parts Unknown with Anthony Bourdain, but instead of him, it's me. And kind of sort of make a weed version of that. Maybe season 1 would be Canada, season 2 is America. And then we start exploring the rest of the world and weed cultures around the world, and then doing a lot of different things at the same time, and sort of an Anthony Bourdain, but a weed version. I mean, I drink and smoke enough cigarettes so that, I can fill those shoes. So working on it, Christine. I mean, if you got an inside connection, let me know. I mean, I've been working on that for a while, girl. Bullish Bear, I've got 4 double squatches, or 8 double squatches, but 4 double squatches being run on 4 480 watt drivers set to run at 620. Dirt Madoff was crack lacking. Yeah, I'm working on it, Christine Cavanaugh. I mean, it may take me years to finally convince someone to do it, but I'm working on it. Squatch Park Boys. Srel, you have no idea how true that may actually be. Oh my goodness. Kev T, depends on which one of our lights you want to buy. The double squatch, the big squatch, or the little squatch. Srel now has shared the link here so you can check it out there. No. Bullish Bear, I've got, let's think. 1240. 2,480. Oh, thank you, Mike Rudd, the Sephirot. That's true. So everyone, that's the event that we're going to go to. I'm going to be bringing you a lot of live stream shit. We're going to be releasing videos. We're gonna talk to anyone who's willing to talk to us there. And I'll be like, hey man, you want to talk to Pot Squatch? The Pot Squatch Goes Army on YouTube. Like, hey, cool. Like, we'll see who we get to talk to. We're gonna go explore kind of this beautiful cannabis medicinal cup type event in a province. I've never been to Saskatchewan, so it's a new time for me. I've never been to Saskatchewan, so it's going to be a whole brand new event and place. I have not the man. I saw your shit, Noob Grower. Are you excited? They're looking good, man. I can't wait to see them done and chopped up and cured up. Chopping Young, you gotta remember, okay? Pro Mix it's a good soil, so yes, there's nutrition in it. The nutrition in the soil, though, isn't coming from necessarily added nutrients a lot of the time. It's just a good mulch in a soil, okay? Nutrients in a natural sense come from breaking down, decomposing bullshit vegetation. All right? So we got to remember that. But so, yes, a good soil has enough nutrition to carry your plant for quite some time. Sounds good, Mike. Well, Luke and Jeremy, that's where it's going to be kind of a point of contention, okay? So the core flower in a little squatch is a 2x2 in my personal calculation, in my personal feeling on it, as well as breadth. The big squatch is like a 3x4. So it's kind of like you could go either way. It's kind of like if you want to go with the V6 or the V8, if that's a way to put it. I hope that makes sense. My friend Lucan. Yeah, I'm just going to fly into Saskatoon, KFT. The frozen wasteland? Maybe. But I grew up in a frozen wasteland, so I get it. What's up, Scooby-Doo? Right now, I'm running 2 off one 15 amp breaker, 2 off another 15 amp breaker. I don't know the exact temperature off the top of my head, to be honest with you right now, but I'm running 2 and 2 on each on a 15. I'm going to take that as a compliment, Christine Kavanaugh, but I'm really bad at names. Maybe I should ask my wife. Maybe she's available to answer that question. Because I don't know who Billy Connolly is. Jenna? Who's Billy Connolly?
He's a Scottish stand-up comedian.
Fuck yeah! Sweet. Thank you. What, Christine's like, yo, you know what? You're like a Canadian Billy Connolly. I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I was like, oh, I'll go and ask my wife. She'll know. And I was like, who's that? Scottish comedian? Nice.
You know, you like this too.
What?
He played the fucking mob gangster on Boondock Saints at the very end when he shoots at the courtroom.
Good boy. As he fucking should. All right. Raymond, do you ever do stock splitting? No. I'm more of a micro agitation asshole if I want to play with it like that. It's a technique I never really did, but my friend Christina down in the States did a bunch of experiments, sent me a bunch of pictures of it, and I was like, fuck. And then I've started fucking around with it, and so you can do micro agitation where you take kind of a small pin or small nail, prick a bunch of shit in your shit without splitting it, keep the capillary systems intact, while still triggering that self-defense mechanism of the plant to super trike out, cannabinoid out, and terpene out, and be like, pow, 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's way healthier for the plant. So it's like, yeah, I prefer to do that. No worries, Mike. Mike, that is the whole point. Everyone, I'd like to make a big shout out also to Mike's company. Mike's company is a company. Yeah, they make a buck, but they give back to the community. Their company's about taking care of people. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but Uncle Pottscotch occasionally drinks. And let's be fair, when you've gone past your point, a responsible drinker knows, fuck it. Don't be a dumb fuck. Because guess what? Waking up tomorrow, that's pretty fucking awesome, right? So, Mike's company, they come, they drive your own fucking whip home. I've used similar services in BC. They don't care if I'm smoking cigarettes or even weed. They're like, well, it's your car. And I'm like, hashtag boom. They drive you home safe, get you home safe, and it's amazing. And very reasonable. And that's called being a responsible asshole. And I respect that because I'm about that. Because guess what? I'm on a mission to help people. Grow some weed titties. I don't want to kill myself or anyone else. If the need arises, let it not be through a car. Oh, okay. Sorry. Gorilla on a go-kart. It says I need. Okay, so I'm scrolling up. One second, Gorilla. I'm trying to find it. Hey, Uncle Pot. Squatch. I have to unplug my DWC for an hour to an hour. And I have so, and I can move. You should be okay, Gorilla, on a go-kart. I would actually dump a little bit of hydrogen peroxide solution in there. Up the oxygen content for that fucking momentary lapse. Upping the oxygen will increase the lifetime and the culture. Trust me. Up that shit a little bit. Ooh, shit. Choppy Young, Ralphie Mace, familiar name, but I don't do names. Ask my wife. I can remember everything the person tells me, but shit at names. Don't know who that is. Well, exactly, psychedelic trader. And the fact is like, you know what? The fact is we don't need to beat ourselves up if we got away with it, okay? But we need to realize that, yes, okay, I grew up the son of a generation that drank and drove all the time. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not against having a couple of beers. Like, if you know your limit, okay, you can have a few beers and drive, that's fine, okay? But I'm talking about, like, you're out and you've had too much. We all know what that is. We all know the second we start being a pissy cunt, or sometimes even just like you notice that first time you're having trouble walking or this that. But then we go to drive because when we drink, and I'm guilty of it too. I mean, I'm a cocky asshole. I think, oh, I'm fucking a Sasquatch. And we're maybe sometimes when you're standing up in a bar fight for someone, that's a good thing. Driving a fucking vehicular automobiles, you know, with a combustion engine, with that as variable in the equation, I'm sorry. When I'm sober, I'm not even sober now, and I'm doing the math on that. That's dumb. And that's why these services and these companies are people truly doing a beautiful fucking piece of work. It's a work of the community. It's a work that is important because I think that we have a right in society to drink and enjoy ourselves, but we lose that right if we start being stupid with it. The fucking company's here to save lives and allow us to be stupid but responsible. That's fucking awesome. And it has my stamp of fucking approval. Because I don't know if you've noticed, I have a drink or two. Well, exactly, Mike. And the fact is, like, especially younger me, like, let's be honest, when I was in my early 20s, fuck, I was dumb. I wasn't even on a license. I'm like, oh, I could do this, or I could do that. We all make stupid decisions. We don't need to necessarily feel bad about being a dumbass if we can acknowledge it and learn to be responsible, because responsible doesn't mean you can't drink or smoke or have fun. Fuck, responsible means you found out a way to fucking drink, smoke, have fun, have a shitter of a time, and then not have to feel bad in the morning, other than your hangover. Go have some breakfast. You'll smoke a joint. You'll feel good. Well, exactly. And also, too, all of my experience driving with these safe ride things, when I was a bartender for years running pubs, we would call them. When I was working at the Brighton, my boss, she was a big fan of the service that we had in Vancouver. It was awesome. They even didn't even get mad if we were like, they're like, well, technically it's your car. So if you get pulled over legally, you know, you guys are obligated. We're like, fuck it, sweet. Have a beer, smoke a joint. This is years ago, but I mean, it's like, so these services are a beautiful thing. And we always use them because you know what? Don't be a fucking dumbass. Because the day you think you can do that, this day you might hurt someone, kill somebody, or yourself, or a whole lot of people. You know, and it's just, have fun. Don't be a dumbass. Be a smart dumbass. Our country medically allows you to have a cannabis license where you can basically grow your own cannabis or have someone produce things for you. Medically, you can do a lot of things, but you have to either produce it yourself or have a grower produce it for you. I'm a medical, this is a medical grow where I produce for my own stuff. I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm a neuropathic pain patient as well. Well, I feel you, Kev T. I'm kind of an intermix man. I like beer, I like scotch, I like a lot of things. I like drinking. I like smoke. I like cigarettes too. I know they're bad for me, and I know I'm a cancer survivor. But that cancer was from drinking high hop beer, so. Hey. Well, Christine, I'm a whiskey man. I love the whiskey family, whether it's Irish whiskey, Scotch, Canadian whiskey, bourbon. Oh, I like a good stiff bourbon. Something with some nice bite but depth to it. Working man's whiskey. I know you did, Kev T. And I respect that, Kev T. I was just sharing, I do both things. That's what works for me. Oh, where in T-Dot you from? I fucking grew up in London. Born in Burlington. Wife's from Napanee. I'm a Sagittarius? No, I'm not. I'm a Cancer. Oh, you're talking to Raymond. I was like, I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer, Cancer. I'm sorry. Turkin, baby. But that's fucking funny. No, Choppy Young. Outdoors not really my thing. I mean, if I had land to do it in a place where I felt safe to do it, then yes, I would. I'm allowed to have a license, but I'm allowed to do both. I just don't want to. So, one day maybe if I had a better piece of property where I felt better doing it there, maybe. But no, I've spent about 20 years growing weed titties indoors. Hey, Danny Snyder, with that kind of liquor content and a fucking peppermint kiss, that sounds like a fucking dangerous, happy Christmas. I'm on board. Sounds good time. Oh, no. Oh, I see, Mike. No, Mike, I'm a Cancer. July 5th, motherfucker. Hashtag, man. I'm a Cancer who had cancer. And I was born in the year of the dragon. So I'm a fire water sign, too. Been sent to piss the world off. And stand up for the people while doing so. It sounds like a win-win for me. Help people, piss them the man off. Ah! Hashtag boob. I know, Chop Young. I have very many opinions on autos. For me, no, I'm not an auto man, but I do have some in my collection right now that were gifted to me by Aussie Big Buds, and I will grow those out of respect for my friend. But I'm not normally an auto man. Fucking yes. I won't lie to you. I'm going to come through and I'm going to do a big sort of go through and tie the titties up before we do the video tomorrow. So I'm going to reposition everything and make them all perky and tie them up, put them in their brasiers, you know what I'm saying? But, man, tomorrow's going to be a good 6 weeks. And they're really loving it. And I've been slow doing like a super hydration then dry out. And I've been working my way through because I've noticed that with the bigger pots, I can actually get away with the slow fill on my RSO system. So I just keep track of everything. And then I just remember what circuit I'm doing. And then you keep track of shit. And then as you go through doing it, you just remember, and it's great. I mean, it's been a great mind trick because we've been working on a lot of stuff, especially with all these lights going, all these other things going, and then entertaining the idea of trying to go. And now we are doing it, going to visit the Cannabis Cup there. That's medicinal in Saskatchewan. Yeah, but I'm excited. The plants are doing very well. So tomorrow's going to be a fun 6-week episode. And come through, tie it up a bit, get them all ready to show, make them pretty. And well, yeah, we're just gonna hit the video up, make it hard, make it sexy. As you can see already, like you know, this titty needs to. We're gonna tie her back up here, reposition her back up and in, right? And that's part of daily gardening, you know. And sometimes when you see you've got a couple tie-ups to do, like right now, you don't tie them up right away. You wait. You wait to see what's going to happen after those initial first bends, because that's going to identify to you where the weed titty weight is having issues on the form, and then you can actually make a smarter tie-up and assessment of the titties, if you know what I'm saying. And that's just basically how you fucking grow weed. I mean, for me personally, in my style, it's like I would never want to be a big super farmer. If I was doing outdoors, I'd just make it for extras. Um, when it comes to indoors, I mean, you know, never make a crop that's bigger than you can fucking take the time to love. Gorilla on a go-kart, thank you for coming to the show, my friend. We love you. We are your fellow pod squatches. We love you, my friend. Rock and roll. Christine Kavanaugh, well, those clones existed for a very long time, kind of in what I'm going to call extended chokeout of cannibalism stasis. So they exist in tiny little pots and just got super tall and thin with no real growth, just super tall, singular. See exactly what fun like after I chunk the fuck out of them in these tiny little pots and transplanted them in these pots, and then what they turn into. I release, always have released ever since the existence of the channel, fucking consistent as shit updates, right? So you can watch the progression of shit. I even use that just to watch my own shit, what I did and what I decided to do on shit, and watch the overall long-term runs, and I can watch it fairly quickly sometimes, and just if you watch a bit of it. So it's pretty cool. So if you'd like to check that out, it's totally available. And it's the time of the first piss of the live stream. So how's everyone doing, my friends? Oh, Christine Kevin, it's not a live stream until I take a piss. The hardcore pod squatch who've been here a long time know that's the thing. I openly pee in my live streams. I've always done it. Just kind of a thing. Oh, I will now, G007, but I might have to drink it for you. Whoop! This is my little screened-in smoke pit here at the house. Well, exactly. Clover King. I drink a fair amount of beer, and it's light beer, so it's basically water with the diuretic effects of, you know, alcohol. So it allows me to enjoy beer and the slight buzz of liquor, but not actually get me drunk. So, but makes me piss like an asshole. Da Boogie or Bug Guy, the Bug Guy. My email is potsquatch420 at gmail, so you can do that, and we can chat from there. Well, exactly, Wake now. I'm just an honest motherfucker. Well, it's a live stream during a live stream, everyone. I mean, come on, let's think about that. It's a double layering of fucking live streaming. Well, to be fair, after my cancer surgery, when they cut out one of my nuts, I do have an enlarged prostate, to be fair, but it's not unhealthy. It's just kind of a side effect of what happens sometimes when you cut out one of your nuts. But I can still pee and shit. Oh, yeah. No, I could pee. If anything, I pee more now. And so now the joke's like my dad's in his mid 60s, and he's had 3 strokes that should have killed him, but he's still going. Big giant beard down here. So we're sitting there, we're seeing who has to pee more now. Out for beers and shit. Thomas Minish, if you shield it from kind of like the air and shit, it'll last for like 3 or 4 days typically. And then you just basically make it in such a way that you can kind of change the solution out and keep going. I don't know that one, Danny Snyder, but hey, welcome to the dark side. Well, exactly, Clover King. That's part of the fun. But also, too, there's no way for me to do a consistent live show and drink during so if I can't pee. So it's like, well, early on in the live streams, well, the first show, I was like, fuck it. I was drunk. I was like, I'm just going to pee. I'm not gonna like film my dick or anything. It's not weird like that. I'm just gonna fucking be like, so I'm peeing. Hi, how's it going, everybody? And it's called pragmatic life. That's why it's a real fucking show. Motherfuckers drinking beers and taking a piss. I don't know about you. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. To me, that screams fucking real. If I crossed a photo male with an auto, do you think I would get a mix of femme and male? Wait, what? If I crossed a photo male with an auto, do you think I would get a mix of femme and male? What? No. If you intermix a normal photo male pollen with an auto female, you're going to get an intermix of both photo and non-photo genetics. Unless you're prepared to do a 6 or 7 generation intermix, ugh. The reason why so many people on the internet now are upset about I ordered auto seeds, they didn't auto, or I ordered a photo and they autoed is because people are not observing proper eugenics when it comes to cannabis. To breed a basic strain in a photo world, it's called cubing. 4 generations of stabilization. Yes, it is selective inbreeding, but that's how you remove elements. So if you're intermixing an auto-flowering genetic with a traditional photogenetic, you're going to have to selectively breed them to either go one way or the other on that. And it's also just releasing more confused genetics into the world, and we're already we got a real world. That's why I like collect old genetics and old seeds. Like people are like, I've had these seeds sitting here for 50 years. I'm like, boom, I want them. Because it's an access to the world before we fucked up. A lot of people aren't paying attention to it anymore. And it's like, yeah, is it a lot of work to pay attention to genetics and breeding? It is. But if we really want a weed system of integrity, all weed is beautiful. Therefore, we should keep track of what it is before we start fucking around with it. Sorrel, that would totally work, especially increasing the general CO2 output into your topsoil nutrients, which will be good because it'll like feed right into your thing right by the cluster. So that's not a bad thing. Go for it. I'm curious to see what happens.
Just make sure you find a way, because for shrooms, they require high humidity, but for weed titties, they require low humidity. So be careful. It's a dangerous line to play that one, to pull that off. It's possible. I've done similar things, but you gotta be very careful. Well, exactly, Ganesh Baba. I wholeheartedly concur, or agree. But that's why, I'm always like, I've got a few like super old things in my collection that were gifted to me by people, and some by a person who passed away, and it's just like they're some of my most coveted things. I'm waiting till I get to my forever house that I'm gonna die at, and then I'll develop them, use them in the eugenics program. Well, not from Sensi Seeds, Chapa Young, but Hindu Kush. I know Hindu Kush from its original days, from back when I was young. And Hindu Kush is a beautiful thing. A proper Hindu Kush comes in a variation of, well, to what the ones I remember, like 7 to 9 true phenotypes, where it falls in that realm of where it was just, that was the Hindu. And she's a funky monkey. She's beautiful. But not from Sensi Seeds. I don't know what they did with it, Choppa Young. Wait, Michael Robinson's here? God damn it. There we go. There we go. Goals for the live stream done. Choppa Young, glass jars do work the best in terms of storage. Keep the actual oxygen content low, aka smaller jars, as much as you can. But at the same time, letting them occasionally breathe, keeping them at cooler temperatures, in dark, shielded, for long-term storage. Occasionally, you're going to want to let them breathe. In terms of like super long-term storage, years and years, let them breathe once or twice a year. And then just bring them out and, mix them around a little bit. Do it in a green light when you're doing that. If you want to go super hardcore nerd, like some of my designs and my setups on, yeah, that's how you do it. Ganesh Baba, I don't really normally buy seeds. I have been lucky enough, at least I guess I could say, to have predominantly lived a life where genetics have come into my life and been gifted to me. Met a lot of different people over the years where I was gifted things, and that's what I worked with. That's kind of how most of the genetics personally I have actually been working with. So, yeah. Form cookies? No, Matthew James. I don't think I know it. Choppa Young, I don't know. And if there's ever a day where my company can legally sell seed to the world, know that I will find the original and I will rework it and release it for you in my memory of the Hindu. Well, that's weird. Paper Scratcher, it's $5.99.99 USD. And that's to get the full maxed out driver, 620, make it sexy, baby. No, Grow Prodigy, I'm just doing my cell phone on this motherfucker. I've made this whole channel with just my cell phone predominantly. Oddly, I have a very large voice, so with the cell phone being a cell phone mic, holding it back like this seems to work. So I've got a triple cheese UK old school seed from 12 years ago in my collection. I've got a number of different cheese variations since then, and I lived in Europe. So yes, I know the UK cheese. I also know the Dutch cheese, and I also know the difference. The triple cheese is two different blends from Holland being mixed with the UK cheese. So I've got all that in my seed collection. So trust me, I have an affinity for the cheese. Who was it? God damn it, babe. Fuck. Chop Young. There we go. That's who it was. I don't think it should be Paper Scratcher. I as a Canadian, it's hard for me to speak about your government's postal service, but as someone who's shipping a lot of stuff from like our swag store to the States, it costs me more to send shit less distance in Canada than it does to the States. So yes, your shit seems to be vastly better priced than our shit does. Do you have an link for your lights? No, I have a co-landing page for a singularly released co-branded tech. So Raymond has just released that at Jag Brown. That's not an affiliate link. I'm not an affiliate. We are two companies releasing a tech together. And we're releasing new tech. This is two people, me and the Brett. So strip, Potsquatch growers, we stand up and we fight big companies for real people. We bring you good weed tech, piss them off, and say fuck it, and help you grow really good weed. We make the good shit accessible to everybody very much nice. Choppy Young, I am a very lucky man. I'm a very blessed man. I've also worked my ass off too, though, so don't ever forget that. Christine Kavanaugh, I'm not the boss, but I am a man. I'll say that. I am a pot squatch. I'll at least that. Let's go with that. Ganesh Baba, how much did you pay tax extra when your lights came up from California? I'm trying to remember now. It was a while since I got them from the factory. Not a shitload, like 30, 40 bucks. Because, like, okay, so each double squatch set. So I received the first two because I said, don't build all four because we had other things going out. So I was like, build two of mine and then we'll wait a bit and then build my other two. Because I wanted people to be able to get their lights before me and shit. So we did the first two, and I think I paid on the driver that was the two drivers coming through, I don't know, like 16 to 20 bucks on the duty. And then each or one box would come through then with that, which would have each double fixture. No, there's two boxes. So on each one of those boxes, I probably paid about maybe 16, 20 bucks, I think. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. But I think duties are different in other places as well, so I don't know how it works all around the world, to be fair. And I'm just being honest. Jake Brown says something. And Michael Robinson, where is that going to? And what are you ordering specifically? Lewis 300 Soul Sheet is spelled SOL, and that was the original tech that has been retrofitted to the initial emergence of their company and mine. We're still separate companies, but working together, and we're releasing shit together. We're developing new rigs coming down the road together. I mean, because Brett and I originally, I was just going to source our strips from them for our light release. But Brett and I kept having meetings, and we realized very quickly that we saw things in very similar lights. No pun intended. And we just decided to keep going. Puppies, shush. I might have to go into the other room. The puppies are having to be in the little, playpen area. They don't like it. I'm going to move. But so at the end of the day, that's kind of how me and Brett kind of first started working on things. So the Soul Sheet was their basic kind of one of their things that they kind of had going on their shit. And me and Brett were talking. I was like, well, like, dude, let's kind of take that and let's crank it up a bit. Let's make it affordable. Let's retrofit it. Let's start fucking making that. Let's fucking make a dual version. Let's make the, you've got this loose thing where you talk about, well, you could theoretically wire two of those together. Well, let's make that the double squatch. We'll start that with that and then start developing other rigs and make shit come to fruition. And that's kind of how it started, and that's how we are. And it's going well, though. Choppy Young, I did do an attempt at it, but the bags we bought from a local shop were shite and blew out the side. They didn't have proper stitching, so we've ordered what we know works, and we will make that video for you. They should show up in the next day or two, so. One of these days, I will share the puppies more. See, Ganesh, Bobby, you got to remember, HST's gotten rid in different provinces at different times. You know what I'm saying? So, basically, when HST came out, it's like they were calling this, that. I mean, for me, it was always like the human sales tax. Dark joke? Maybe a little bit, but I think it's kind of on point. Chris Maddox. Hey, Uncle Pot Squatch, I need help. I've seen a couple nanners growing in my buzz. Should I chop it down or let it grow and pluck the nanners? I'm in week 7 flower. Please help. Yo, Chris, I would pluck them. How many nanners do you have? If it's only a couple of nanners, all right? It's only a couple of nanners, okay? You can pluck as long as you're diligent. How many plants do you have? No, seriously, this is where you gotta get real with Uncle Pot Squatch here for a second. How many titties do you really have, bud? Pull the nanners out. I think at 7, you can get away with it. If it's not too big, work the titties. Be a fucking Nazi on those titties for nanners. And you should be okay. Because a nanner takes time to develop. Because it's different than a ball even. And it's harder for it to make actual, viable pollen, actually. In terms of structurally, even how it works and how the way it starts making a forced genetic out of itself. So it takes more time even than a ball sometimes to mature. So you can pluck those fuckers. But be very careful. Spray it down. Before you pluck, spray down some fucking water on it. So just in case any pollen comes out, it'll hit water and then just do a giant mist on it. It will neutralize things and you'll be safe. Also, too, though, make sure your humidity is not too high. Watch out for that, doing that technique at the same time. So, there's a few factors to play with on that one. Michael Montgomery, did you post a picture and I commented on it where I said, auto alert or something like that? Because, Michael, if that was your post, it's definitely an auto. Yo, Josh Squatch, what's up, man? Hell yeah, Josh Squatch. How did your Croptober go, baby? I think I posted on that one. I was like, auto alert or something, Michael. Down South Grower. I've used Jakes as late as week 7. This is what you do. This shit. We sell it on our store. That's what you do. This shit will fuck a spider mite in the asshole to death. Oh, this is my cat. He's a big boy. He was originally a Mexican street kitten. He was super undersized when I got him. And I saved him from the streets of Mexico, man, and brought him to Canada. Now he's a big old weed titty loving kitty. He's just sitting here on the dryer looking at the weed titties. Being a cat. No, seriously, down south grower, that J shit, man, I've used it up to like mid 7 week. One thing you will notice is you will have a little bit of a pistol thing yellowing and shit like that. You spray before lights come on. If you got a dehumidifier where you can control it, hit it super hard an hour and a half before. But Adam Squatch just hit it with some fucking shit because he had some fucking little bugs on his shit. And I sent him a couple of little bottles of the Jakes, and he hit that shit, boom, killed it, boom. Well, Jake Brown, it sounds like you went to the corporate weed titty. Welcome back to the real community of real people. Welcome home. Oh, Troy, I'm going to go to the Cannabis Cup in Saskatchewan. A Saskatoon Medical Cup. Have a booth. The Jake's all-in-one? Yes, it is. I've been sending it all over America. It's all natural. It's a basic plant tonic, basically. But trust me, this shit cranks. Oh shit, my cigarette. 1 second, everybody. I dropped it. I was trying to focus on reading the screen and I dropped my cigarette in my right hand. Thank you, Raymond. That is true. We do have a Facebook group as well. Chopper Young, yeah, it's not bad. It's all right. Where in Ontario are you, Josh Squatch? I think I've asked you that before. I was born in Burlington. So right, Chopper Young. Canada is a very large place. We're almost 3 times the size in landmass than the continental US of A. True fact. Very large country. Most of it is the woods. Yeah. Josquatch, Ontario, Canada. I was born in Burlington, Ontario. I grew up in London, Ontario. My wife's from Napanee, Ontario. I'm curious about what part of Ontario you're from. It's a very large province. Christine Cavanaugh to Europe. I lived there for a few years. I've been to the UK, never been to Ireland or Scotland, even though I'm in large part Irish and Scottish. I've been to Wales. Probably one of the biggest parts of me is Welsh. Met my Welsh relatives, and they're all fucking shorter than shit. Built like brick shit houses, but fucking tiny. And I'm not that big for my family. I'm only 6'1", 205 pounds. Yep. But I'd like to come to Ireland. Me and the wife are saving up actually to do a trip over there. She's never been to Europe, and I live there. So we're going to do the whole Europe thing. And for me, I want to go to Ireland and Scotland. and in Wales again, and visit where my genetics come from. No, Michael Robison, molasses needs to be pruned out in terms of shit before flush, or else you're going to have a very strong molasses flavor that's going to ruin the natural terpenes present in your marijuana. What's up, Flippy Dibby? What's Saga on the Yak? No, it's winter in Canada. Flippy Dibby. Well, autumn, approaching winter. Peterborough. Nice one, Jaw Squatch. Aussie Big Buds. All I can say, I'll say one comment on that and listen very closely and then never talk about this in the live stream again. Invest in a vacuum sealer. Double, triple seal, motherfucker. Mylar. Aluminized polymer. It reflects X-rays. Done. Don't talk about it anymore. I gave you the answer. Jesus Louises. Well, I lived in Germany. Ganesh Baba, are you German? Bist du Deutschen Frau? Wo in Deutschland bist du von? Ich komme aus Deutschland, genau. Aber du bist nicht... Hamburg! Ach, ich liebe Hamburg. Ich verliebt in Bavaria für 2 Jahre, 6 Monaten. Ich verliebt in Augsburg und Ingolstadt. What's up, Chris Bryant? Koga and Jacro, you speak the Deutsch. Oh, very nice. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut und mein Grammar mit Deutsch sprechen ist die English Grammar, Kanadisch English mit Deutsch. I was in Hamburg fitting out the Queen Mary 2 last year. I'm a joiner. Fuck, Christine, that's pimp. Do you have any pictures? Can I see some pictures? I love seeing shit like that. Well, that's the thing I love about the community is I've learned about how diverse all of us are. Well, one, we all love weed titties. We have different skills. That's why we, the Pot Squatch Growers Army, are one of the most qualified groups and communities of wonderful human beings. We all have so many wonderful skills and do so many fucking cool things. All the thousands of emails everyone sent me that I read about all of what you do. I mean, it's like, fuck, we're super fucking cool. You fucking pot squatches are the bee's fucking knees. Ja, und Ganesh, die Founding, die für die Illuminati, die alte Vater für die Familien von mein Weib, aber sie ist tot, was die erste Familien aus die Illuminati, aber für die New Age, they challenged them 100 years ago because they got fucked up and then lost everything. But yeah, that was the family I was briefly in connection with in Ingolstadt, and that was me trying.
Yeah, Ganesh, I know it's broken, but the fact is I speak it funny, and I like speaking it, so. Be careful, Choppy Young. I'd pull them soon. Pull your bottom buzz soon. Michael Montgomery, you're a moderator. You need to set up a sharing of emails and not talk about that in the fucking public shit. I'm not mad at you, but come on. You two very conservative asshole. Oh, I feel you, Christine Kavanaugh. That is Marcus. Sorry. Well, dude, exactly, Mike. We are a community all over the world. We've got people we've got people in Vietnam, Thailand. We've even got people in Russia hanging in there. And all of a sudden posting in Russian. At first, when the Russians first started posting, I got it translated from my lady friends who speak Russian. And they're like, wow. And then my buddy's, his kind of lady partner, she speaks Russian as well. And they're like, yeah, it wasn't very nice. But then after a while, we had a lot of really nice things. There are some really, super hardcore Podsquatches out there. I think they watch a lot and look at shit, but they don't know English very well. But in the Russian things that the recent Russian posts have said have been very friendly. So we even have Podsquatches beyond the fucking Iron Curtain. We are everywhere. We're in South Africa, we're in New Zealand, we're in Australia, we're on 5 of the 6 continents. Fucking nuts. I think that's a beautiful thing. Yes, Chris Bryant, go 3,500 from a start to finish. What do I think of the Humboldt Secret Golden Tree additive? Well, I couldn't tell you anything because I've never heard about it. First time hearing those words in that, combination, so couldn't tell you. But the fact that it is a conspiracy, well, it's probably a conspiracy in some sense, and give me a bit more information and maybe I might have an opinion. Nice one, Matthew James. What's up? That's true. I'm going to the fucking flatlands of Canada. The Potsquatch is leaving the mountains, and I'm coming down to hang out with the Potsquatches in Saskatchewan. I'm coming from the BC Valley, from the lands of the wee titty Samsquatch laboratories. I'll leave the woods, and I'm going to come down to Saskatchewan. In Saskatoon. I'm going to go to that, the Medical Cannabis Something Cup. And we're going to be there. Adam Squatch is hopefully going to be there. He'll find out if he can be there for all the days tomorrow. He's got to ask work for the day off on Friday. It's looking like I should be able to fly in Saskatoon, so Mike picked me up there and had me this morning on Friday. We go have whiskey, coffee, breakfast, and go make a show at Canvas Cup of medical people and flatlands that is frozen right now in Canada. Frozen wee titty cup that you can see for miles from. So all of a sudden you're gonna have all these stoned people walking out of this building being like, I could see for miles and miles. Yeah. Sorry, just being funny. Cannabis sativa, always selectively defoliate your whole grow. And especially on a sativa plant, notorious for being a little bit airier sometimes. You can strip all your fan leaves and just hardcore go through and strip the fuck out of those fan leaves on the last kind of week there. But watch for bananas, but that will trigger sort of a tightening of the weed tears. The buds will come together, so. Adam Squatch, bring a cooler. I need beer in your truck. I don't know, Adam. What do I? Adam, call me after the show. I don't remember. Eight by 10. No. 8. 10. No, I put 4 in there, Michael Montgomery. Or at least 3. And they creatively position them. I did the square footage in my head, and then I did that. Core flower on double squatch. Our par map, anyways, done on a 4x4. What's up, Tom Roth? How you doing? Yes, Ganesh Baba, a big squatch is core flowers, like a 3x4, basically, so. Two by two, Ganesh. Just all you need is a little squatch on that. Anything more than a little squatch is overkill. That's okay, Ganesh. I'm pretty stoned too. Nothing wrong with that, though, because kind of a channel of, weed titties. Right? 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 We are the weed titty people. Let the good times roll. Titties. Oh, wait a minute. Michael, I'm doing shit wrong. Sorry. Let me think for a second. Michael, 1 second. No, but that doesn't add up, Michael. No. It does. You're wrong. I don't mean that in a bad way. I need my dry erase board. 1 second. Okay, so I'm saying 8 by 10. So 8 feet by 10 feet. This is 10. This is 8. No, because a core coverage is a 4 by 4. So this is 8. Oh, fuck. 1 second. Okay. So 8 core coverage. Going off the core coverage, 2 double squatch width would normally go to that, which would be an 8, which would be square 16. So 10, you could totally do that. But no, I would go 4. If you want to say fuck 4 and be super badass, you position your double squatches like this. So you take 2 of them like this, and you put them on the exterior parts, and then you run your 2 counterpoint like this in terms of mounting. So that's how you would get a crazy super crank of what I would do on an 8 by 10 with 3 double squatches. Do the side mounts on those angles, and then boom, that's how I do it. If you want to fucking do it. 2, you could do it, but it's for me, that would be too underpowered.
to really for the actual space justification based off the math on the light. So if you want to go 3 to save a few bucks, that's what I would do. That orientation is a choo, 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 and then choo, choo on the rigs. You know what I'm saying? Well, exactly. But see, at the end of the day, Sorrel, how too with the reflective hood, like, I mean, the solid 4x4 core, and then what I like to do is I kind of do a 3/4 math on it. So it's like, I kind of take the 4x4 core in terms of how I do the math on the rigs when I put them in the room, and then I give them each like 0.75 a foot on the rig. But then I intermix that off and delete a half foot. So it's about a foot in between with how I would set up like a main room if I could buy all the rigs to really do that. That's how I do it. But a squatch is 80 by 26. What's the hell? Wait, on that as being like 36.2. We're retrofitting standard bacon sheets into a big squatch. That is paired with another big squatch. And I won't lie to you, Michael Robbie Thal. I'm a little tired. It's been over 2 hours of a show. It's stoned, but I'm doing my best to keep up. Excuse me. Paper Scratch, we very much should. Send me an email, buddy. Send me an email. Podsquatch420 at Gmail. Let's have a meeting. I'm very much would like to help. Okay, so the double squatches, right, would be a core flower 4x4. I would do, like, if I were position them, I would go core flower 4x4 on each set of double squatches, but I put like a foot buffer. Let's go with a foot buffer. Fuck it. We'll do the math that way. Put a foot buffer in between each light in terms of the 4x4 setting, and boom, ready to rock. Candace Cowboy, call my ass when you can. Well, noob grower, you got to remember your cannabis fruits are chock full of cannabinoids as well. So you can make, oils out of them. You can make a lot of salves, edibles. You can make creams, a lot of different things. Raymond, who's Douglas Adams? Again, remember, I'm not great at names. And I want to help you as well, my friend. I want to help everybody. That's kind of my mission. I'm a silly, drunk, tall pot squatcher in the woods in Canada who wants to help the weed titty people. Well, Michael Montgomery, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm aware of where Australia's at. I wanna help out the people of Australia. It gets quite hot there at times, so lights are good for that. Toast outdoors, just a few layers of cheesecloth with like a good fine sieve. You'll be good. You don't need too much. One package at the store, you'll be fine. KGB you can do, but remember, it's going to take a lot of training and calculating and daily guarding initially to get it all set up. But it is theoretically possible. Well, you got to remember, everyone, we're only doing direct sale though. Okay, we our lights are priced at the way they are, built out of the quality components that they are, because well, we can only afford currently to do a direct sale from our company's partnership and our little factory in California. Okay, so that's how it works. We're not looking to get our lights in retail spaces now. We're looking to sell the world lights. So tell your grower friends. That's how you help us. John Boy number 4. It sounds like fun, but be very careful. Given those genetics, the way that they've done, they could be quite unstabilized and prone to herniate. So be careful, my friend. Be careful! It's all about steps, my friends. And in terms, that's just where we're at. But just know that we're doing everything we can. And just know, all I can say is know that when those of you of the army choose to support the army, you are helping to support a lot of really cool things that are coming. And just know we love you. I can't tell you anything more than that. There's some cool shit happening. When I get excited, there's like this muscle behind my ears that seems to lift up my glasses. Funny. Paper Scratcher, we can do it through there. Are we friends on the Instagram, bud? Nope. It's not the bat phone, it's the Squatch phone. Jason Bowes, I'm going to the Saskatchewan, out in Saskatchewan. Or no, wait, Saskatoon, I'm high. In Saskatoon, in Saskatchewan, I'm going to go to the Medical Cannabis Cup, and the Pot Squatch is going to be there. Adam Squatch is going to be there. It's going to be a rock and roll time. Well, Mikey Robinson, I tell you, if you're truly a caregiver group, we want to bring lights to you, because that is what we do. We're here to help all the people of the world. We don't care if it's medical or recreational. That is my vow. I don't give shit. World governments won't get mad at me for that. Well, I say, suck my Sasquatch dick. We titties for all the human people, because we are human people. And we have right to weed titties. So that's why I'm on a mission to try to help everybody grow and have the equipment to grow their own weed titties. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the system's rules. What do I think about Tyson Fury going into MMA? Choppy Young says. Well, I don't know who Tyson Fury is as a retired fighter. Who's only 31 and thinking about maybe, let's see what happens on a legit rock of it. I don't know. What weight class does he fight in would be my first question. That'd be my first question. What's the weight class? Well, the fact is, my friends, is like, put it this way. Can I be real with everyone for a second? We're about to get real here. And this has been a dream of, if you look at the original mission statement put on the channel, okay? And it's something that I've had sort of revisiting in my mind. Because originally, before the lights and the company and everything we're doing now came about, we were going to start a legal goat farm. And I was going to try to play along with the man. But then very quickly, you realize that's stupid. So here I'm sitting, left the job that I was supposed to be leaving to do a dope farm, and very quickly you're reanalyzing things. And I didn't necessarily realize at first, when I did the light release and started building things, what it meant. But then Mike Ryan, Safer Ride Guy, pointed out to me, he said, the fact of the matter is, this is what you're about. It was kind of like a revisitation of the first heart of the fucking Squatch. And so guess what, baby? I'm going to do everything I can to figure out how I bring legal seed to market. I'm going to do everything I can to bring out how I bring CBD and all these other things to market. But guess what? The more our company grows, I'm going to fucking always invest in having the most reliable, affordable grow tech. I want to teach all of you to grow your own weed. One could say I'm being a pissy cunt because I got priced out of the market by a government who fucked the people who voted in. I would say no. I'm being creative. And the fact is I never really was on board with the corporation capitalization in a horrible way that it's going now my country for weed, so fuck it. Play by the rules, teach them to grow their own. Even though I'm not a religious man, I grew up in the church. It keeps bringing me back to the old idiom of the Bible. Teach a person give a person a fish, feed them for a day. Teach a person to fish, feed them for a lifetime. Well, let's say fuck that to corporate greed weed. Let's build an international community around the world. Let's all stand together and grow together and learn together and build an industry of people respecting the law. We have to. And if shit happens, we'll let you know when we gotta say fuck you. But we are the weed titty people. Let us truly, finally stand up for our people's rights and overgrow the government. All of us. Titties. Ganesh Baba, we are already a tribe. We are already a community. Tribe and the word community are the same thing. The fact is, the world is so decisive in their way to segregate each other. The world's charged to hate each other. Fuck, you've even got people the same shit hating each other. It's stupid. We're all the same fucking human fucking beings. We need to realize that we can get along through our foundational hearts. The basic sentiment, the seminal values, the genetic truth of what we all are. Our day-to-day lives may have differences of culture or religion, but we all experience darkness. We all experience joy. We experience hope. We experience adversity. And our hearts, the human heart, is something that is the same. And that's how I see it. I mean, connect through the roots of the tree, or the weed titty tree. Then everything else. Chris Bryant, Josh, my brother, my wife, Deneen, says hello. Hello, Deneen. How you doing? What's up? Well, the fact is we've gotten by on these romanticisms of, if you cut me, do I not bleed? But the fact is guess what? We're not doing enough. Because guess what? There's still a fuckload of bullshit in the world, and if you start to learn to watch yourself, and I'm a comedian who's a very dark comedian fighting the political correctness movement. Fuck the political correctness movement, and fuck the SJWs. I'm a compassionate, loving artist who grew up watching George Carlin. And the fact is, we used to know how to have a joke together and laugh together, even when it was made out of something that was hard or true. And we can go back there now, and even the younger generations could come in and be part of it. We can all have ideas together and hang out. We just need to reevaluate and relearn how to talk to and respect each other. Because that, I think, is the number one thing as a fucking human race we've lost. Learning to love, listen, understand, and respect. And that's fucked up. Because it's actually, I think, for a lot of us, the basic fucking want of what we want. We'd like to have friends in the community and people that we can share with and work together, Well, I'm just a writer, an actor, comedian, paper scratch, but I feel you. My family all went to teachers. I'm the only one that comes from the family. All right. Is everyone ready for it? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like the family shame. It's like the family shame. Would you like to know? There's one beer left in this one. Maybe two. I think it's one. Yep, it's one. Okay, so the family shame in my world is because technically, yes, if you want to go to the man system of bullshit, I tested higher than anyone in the family. My sisters, I mean. But I'm technically the only one in the family who only has a high school diploma. I'm a high school graduate, everyone. I've never done anything else. I got into 19 different universities. Didn't go. Yes, Hot Squatch, the person
that is the pot squatch. Went my own way. But institutional education doesn't necessarily mean shit. Wanting to learn and further yourself and to be and stand up for your fellow human fucking beings is what's important. Well, Chopper Young, you at least having a good time. Smoke your weed titties, watching the pot squash being a dumbass. Michael Montgomery, the very language of what you speak is where the issue lies in. How about we start speaking with an inclusive language? Allowing difference, allowing even shit that at first maybe we have to deal with that we would, is hateful and bigot seeming. Sometimes people just need a chance to sit with people and get over their past shit. I personally believe in the human fucking race and what we can do. And that's the pot squatch way. Choppy Yard, recently, Budweiser has been tasting oddly of bananas to me. No matter where I buy it from, it tastes off. Bud Light tastes good. And that's why I've been drinking Bud Light. And also, too, to be fair, it's that 1% reduction in liquor is actually helping me be a more functional pot squash, running stuff and trying to get the army going. Well, exactly, Ganesh. Das ist fair. And the fact is I grew up in a household where both my parents were priests. That's something that'll probably freak a lot of you out. Uncle Pot Squatch is the son of two priests. My mother and father are both Anglican priests. In England, that's called the Church of England. And in the States, I believe it's called Episcopalian. First time I got caught for weed, I was 14. I was going to a dance, and then my father came and found me and attempted to drag me away. I was bigger than him very early on. He wasn't that small. I think he was strong. It was like two pot squatches fighting. I was a man-child. But at a young person age in high school, I was flipping shit. You do things, you learn lessons, and so you grab 15 pounds, sell 10 of them for the price of the 15, and so you got 5 pounds of weed. So you leave that thinking your parents will respect your authority when you're a young person, and then they find it. And my mom, my dad at the time said marijuana is the devil. And my parents are Anglicans, and I had been taught that the devil and hell didn't exist as a kid. My dad now owns 15% of Pot Squatch Growers Enterprises, Inc., and is one of the board members. And my mom owns 10% of the online sales and lights. So people can change. And all we have to do, I mean, I was a little abrasive maybe back in the day as a young kid fighting my parents down, but people can change, and we can stand up and actually speak truth and logic to it.
Well, Ganesh Baba,
For what it's worth, I want you to know, no parent
ever should hit their child. Hitting someone, expect a child to teach something, is low intelligent existence. So for what it's worth, know that I wouldn't have hit your father, but I very much wouldn't have let him hit you. And maybe would have had a conversation with him. So that breaks my heart, to be honest with you. That's why I shared that to you, is just that breaks my heart. I really mean that. I know, Clover King, I just have a cat and 2 dogs. Technically, we could still have kids. I did lose 1 testicle after having cancer, so, but technically I can still have kids, but I don't think that's really where we're at. Maybe one day, maybe, but I don't think we're at that now. Well, exactly. And my family are teachers. My mom's the principal of the university. My dad's a guest professor, even as a priest. And, multiple PhDs. My family, like, I come from very intelligent people. And, well, to be fair, fine. You know what? Hey, this is a testament to the Pot Squatches. And so we're having community. Right now, it's a Sunday Night Live show, so we're sharing real things. My sisters will never see this anyway, so it doesn't matter. You want to know the reason why I didn't go to university actually initially? It's because the fact is I was aware of what my parents' income was. I was aware of their credit rating. I was aware of how things worked in Canada. And I knew that also, especially with a few years going in there, my parents could afford for my sisters to go to school very easily, but they could not do 3 children. And with the delay of the school loans on shit on my parents, and then my parents split up a little bit after that, so I'm glad I didn't add it on to that stress. But that's part of why I didn't go. I won't lie to you, I was ridiculed in the family for a long time. They're like, well, you're just some weird actor, writer, comedian, doing weird things and weed and shit. And no, you're bad. I was like, well, fuck, if I'm the devil, then deal with it, but I don't think I am. And then I live in a different world now. I live in a really exciting world now where all of this is happening, all of us is happening, we as a community are happening, and, that was some early stuff from my childhood and my development and what led to Pot Squatch existing. Because there was a very long, stark life of random shit that led into what became the existence that became the Pot Squatch, if you know what I'm saying. It is Jaw Squatch. People are starting to pull their heads out of their fucking asses, and I love it. We will, Paper Scratcher, slowly but surely, quietly, and before they know, we are the people. hey, how you doing? Everyone want to meet my cat? Doctor's out of his thing. Hi, doctor. Say hi to everybody. Meow. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. This is the Mexican street kitty that is now, what are you, 10 or 11 now? But he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's daddy's boy. He's a good boy. Yeah. Oh, and then he bites too. He's so his dad's son though. Gets pissed off and bites. Good boy. Well, then paper scratcher. Paper scratcher. Then you might want to get a better definition on that, because I mean, technically speaking, I am a dumbass. I've actually got it on my resume listed as the professional dumbass. First listed qualification on my resume as like professional dumbass. But I do consider myself a smart, loving dumbass. So maybe that would maybe change it, I guess. I'm also just stoned as fuck and having fun. Oh, Ganesh Baba, to be fair, my parents in the end were actually very forward-thinking liberal priests. My father, especially after his strokes, in terms of his sermons that he's written, like, I'm not a fucking religious man. I would identify as a shaman before I would ever pick a religion. But if there was one priest in the world of Anglicanism that is worth listening to, my dad, since his strokes, has become a really interesting man. And we're very similar now. Where me and my dad, before his strokes, he was this bullish asshole, to be fair. He's still bullish, but I've always been bullish too, but he's bullish in a way that we're like convicted and care about people in a different way now. His ego's gone more. And that's been beautiful. To be fair, I made a joke at the family one time. We were all having a family reunion. Well, to be fair, I prefer John since the strokes. He's much more agreeable now. My dad laughed. He liked it because he got what I meant, because we hang out all the time now. He and I get along. Maybe that, like, those strokes were like a bit of a stone in his brakes. He's not against marijuana, but he hates the smell and the taste of them. The strokes maybe brought him onto my level, maybe, and now we're able to start make magic. I don't know. Ganesh Baba, no, all is good. Because the fact is one, on the dad's side, strokes are the thing. My grandmother had fucking three. Well, let's be fair, they were milestones. She could have come back, but she didn't want to. And to be fair, after being married to my grandfather, who'd blame her? And then my Uncle Paul's had like 3 or 4 micro strokes, and then he had to have his whole heart replaced, or the valves in his heart replaced. And my dad had 3 strokes that should have killed him. The third one is when he noticed, but he didn't notice for a couple of days. And this is the dad of fucking Sasquatch, Potsquatch. When, he's out at the bar with his buddies drinking beers, and they're like, buddy, like, you're fucked up. Like, you should go to the hospital. He's like, I'm okay. It's okay. No, I'm fine. So he drove home to his brother's house. Gets home to his brother's house. Brother's house, like, something's weird. He's like, no, I'm okay. Goes to sleep. Wakes up, has a couple beers, has a scotch. I don't feel very good, but I'm just going to drive to go see my mom and my stepdad, and then my niece, my sister, and everyone in Ontario. So he drives, but he's like, I know I'm fucked up now. It's been almost 3 days before he acknowledged the stroke. And like, all of these things should have killed him or made him a fucking vegetable. Is it stupid? Fuck yes. But is it stupid? Fuck yes. And that's my dad. That's the dad of Potsquatch, so he just keeps driving. And he gets there, though. And then my mom's like, hey, John, catch this. He can't lift his left arm. Did age him fairly quickly, so, but, the stroke thing, though. I come from, at least on my dad's side, a line of strokers. So, to be fair, I think I'm one of the first Marxists who's actually paying attention to that a bit more than the previous generations. So I think I should be all right. Ah, fuck, there's no beer in this fridge. We're gonna have to get a beer from the other fridge.
Uh-oh.
Well, the fact is, I don't disagree with you. I would fully concur that organized religion is the issue. And I'll also share with you the fact is, there's no fucking way that we figured out anything other than a few simple tests. Love, okay? Compassion, giving a shit, general decency is a beautiful thing. That doesn't mean you can't be a badass or a kinky bastard or a fucking bitch or having fun. You can totally do that too. Me and my wife are a dom couple, for fuck's sakes. We love domina a little at the France, but it's all consensual. It's a good thing. You can be kinky and be good people, okay? But the fact of the matter is, the world really needs to get with it and realize, though, that like it's pretty simple, you know. Organized religion got a few things right. Basic love, compassion, and respect. Most world religions say that. And that's what they got right. We just need to stop getting so misconcerted on certain things. And learn to have a conversation again. I think that's what we had back in the day, maybe more. The world was more fucked then, and in certain ways, but there were certain things that we had then that was more beautiful than we've lost that. There was an ability to have a conversation. And that ability to have that conversation lived in a world of racism and bigotry that was fucked up. I think we need to try to get back there a little bit. Morals and ethics can exist. I'm a moral and ethical guy. I'm also a potsquatch. It's a dance of variables. It's an equation always.
Well, exactly. And so Mike Ride, the Safer Ride guy,
That's why I came up very quickly as a young person, for example, pragmatically, who grew up in the church. The IQ system is a load of crap, by the way. Yes, do I technically test quite high? But yes, but fuck that. It's bullshit. But since a young age, to me, the concept of religion, and very quickly I realized space, that we're the third rock on the sun in a minor section of an even more minor galaxy of the greater cosmos. And the fact that an infantile ape species
somehow figured out what God and the meaning of everything is. Fuck off. That's the most absurd and obnoxious thing I've ever heard.
Let's just live and exist and start to learn and acknowledge that we are like this tiny little thing on this planet. It doesn't diminish any of the beauty of what we can do, but this idea that we somehow figured out what God is or creation is so, there's no way we could have. The things we did figure out was love, compassion, and that. Like these are things we did figure out. That is whatever it was, whatever the greater cosmos thing is, that's part of it, I think.
But there is light and dark.
But we need to get past all these stupid superstitions and little practices that we've developed into our lives. At least get past them in the point where we allow them to keep us divided. Because we don't need to be. Fuck, most world religions say the same basic foundational shit anyway. Well, Ganesh Baba, no, on this channel, the only ethics and morals that are going to get spewed out of my mouth come out of my own fucking mind. I live in the world of the woods, and I won't lie to you, in the new world with getting the lights going and doing the content, doing everything and trying to plan everything, like I work from home. So I went from being predominantly an actor, writer, bartender, doing all this shit now. So I'm by myself most of the time. So like, fuck that. So my opinions, you can at least know my personal 2 cents comes from currently, at least in this show, very much a man just living and sitting in his own world doing his things. If you know what I'm saying. A paper scratcher, I fully agree with that. There's never one path. But what there is consciousness. And I believe that compassion and empathy are a very important part of it. Compassion and empathy for the existence around you. I'm also a badass retired fighter. Doesn't mean, you can't stand up sometimes too, but I'm embracing both philosophies. Well, we are animals, Christine Kavanaugh. We are animals. We're just animals that are starting to think. But there's a lot of animals around the world starting to think too. We never stop being animals, as far as I'm concerned. I'm the fucking pot squatch, for fuck's sakes. I'm hairier than half the animals on the planet sometimes. Paper scratcher, people have lost empathy and compassion, but I think it is kind of like, if you look at world history, world exists on a cycle. And I actually think we are about to actually start getting things, and actually maybe have at least 10 or 20 years or something pretty nice. Because the fact is, let's look back for the last 150 years. There's been a cycle. If you go to loose, rudimentary identifications of sociological development, it's the same shit over and over and over and over again, just with a different hat or wrapper. But I think we're getting to a point as a people that we might actually be able to, for the first time, come together. As nerdy as it sounds, kind of like a Star Trek thing, you know what I mean? Imagine if we could just doesn't mean we can't fucking do our shit. Have emotions and build things for ourselves and own things and do this. Imagine if we started to get there, though. Well, in terms of the afterlife of that, the way I look at it, my statement on it will be that I'm a scientist and a shamanistic spiritual person. There's an electromagnetism to the human existence from the organic slop that then houses what one could maybe call a soul, to quote religious aspect. But energy cannot be created or destroyed, by at least from what our limited versions of understanding have been figured out. So based off of that, I think the energy part of us definitely has got to do something. Wouldn't make sense. But so, my friends, I think this is the ending of the Sunday night live show. I'm going to grab a beer, and crack a beer, and have a sip of beer. Say goodbye to everybody. But the fact is, tomorrow, I got a bunch of calls. I got to wake up and take care of things to get things ready for us to go to the Medical Cannabis Cup in Saskatchewan. It's Saskatchewan in Saskatoon, but I'm just having fun. Everyone, my friends, keep it sexy, keep it real. And remember, don't be afraid to take risks. Don't be afraid to be yourself. If you're going to be an asshat, be a well-thought one. If you're going to be an asshole, be a mean or a well-meaning one. There we go. But everybody, come see Uncle Pie Squatch in Saskatchewan. If you want to get your lights, check out the links that have been shared by Adam and everybody. If you want to get your hats, t-shirts, wear your clothes, make it sexy, well, that's the PieSquatchGrowers.com. To buy your jigs as well. Keep it sexy, everybody. Uncle Pie Squatch is tired. I'm not going to lie to you. I think it's time for me to power down and rest a bit and then wake up and take care of the plants. But I got a lot of work to do to get ready for this, Saskatchewan's journey. So, also, don't be a cunt fuck. Don't be a dick fuck. Don't be a dink. Don't be a turnip. Don't be a tomato. Be the best fucker you can be. Doesn't mean you can't have passion or stand up and be a passion or be a badass. It's called being real. I think that's the best outro I got. So, well, I love you, everyone. Mwah. Peace.